It's Thursday, May 17. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. The Ministry of Health is advising the public that there are no cases of yellow fever in Jamaica. Yellow fever is an acute illness caused by the yellow fever virus, which is found in South America and Africa. The virus is transmitted by the bite of infested mosquitoes such as the Aedes, the same vector that transmits the chikungunya, dengue, and Zika viruses. Yellow fever is a Class 1 notifiable disease, which means it is to be reported to the Ministry of Health within 24 hours on suspicion by a healthcare professional. The ministry has not received any such report. That's according to the Ministry of Health. The MOH stated yesterday that yellow fever does not occur in Jamaica. However, it can be imported by mosquito vectors and human hosts. Yellow fever vaccines are available and administered at the Comprehensive Health Center in Kingston and at the Montego Bay Type 5 Health Center in St. James. There is still no definitive timeline for implementation of the ban on single-use plastic bags and styrofoam boxes in the local retail trade. However, Government Senator Matthew Samuda is anticipating that within the next 3 months, there should be significant developments. The upcoming ban was announced in the House of Representatives on Tuesday by Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Darrell Vaz.
Mr. Speaker, the question of a ban for plastic bags and styrofoam is not an if, it is a when. And Mr. Speaker, I would go further to say it is going to be sooner rather than later.
He explained that the widely popular plastic bags will soon be banned and Jamaicans will get to use reusable bags when they go shopping. In addition, regulations will be put in place for garbage bags, including allowable sizes and types. For his part, Mr. Samuda shared that there was lengthy consultation with several groups up to 2 weeks ago, and based on those discussions, the timelines are clearer. A 5-member oversight committee has been announced for the rehabilitation of the Cornwall Regional Hospital in St. James. An introductory meeting of the committee was held on Tuesday at the Ministry of Health. The 5-member committee includes a chemist Professor Ishen Kumbakawa, architect Errol Alberga, civil engineer Errol Richards, and president of the St. James Lay Magistrates Association, Claudette Bryan. It will be chaired by Professor Archibald MacDonald, former principal of the University of the West Indies, Mona. The committee is mandated to review information from the Ministry of Health on the progress of implementation of key project areas for the Cornwall Regional Hospital. Sections of the main building at Cornwall Regional are being rehabilitated due to air quality problems, and some services have been relocated. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie is warning there will be a total review of employment in all infirmaries once the Poor Relief Act is amended. He says the infirmaries are infested with uncaring employees, some of whom are stealing from those in their care. The local government minister says the system is in need of a total cleanse. Mr. McKenzie says closed-circuit televisions will also be installed in the facilities. The government of Jamaica is getting international pressure to give a blanket exemption for journalists from provisions of the Data Protection Bill. International Press Freedom Advocacy Group Reporters Without Borders has written to Dr. Andrew Wheatley, the chairman of the Joint Select Committee of Parliament, currently examining the bill. Executive Director for Reporters Without Borders North America said without a blanket exemption, the proposed legislation is potentially threatening for journalists and media outlets. RSF said it does not believe the bill makes a sufficient distinction between gathering data for journalistic activities and gathering data for regular commercial purposes. It said the bill's negative impact on journalism could outweigh the advantages and legislation supposed to provide. Plans are afoot to improve the reception areas of at least 16 police stations across the island. That announcement from National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang as he addressed the 75th Annual Joint Central Conference for the Jamaica Police Federation at the Jamaica Grand in St. Anne on Wednesday. Minister Chang stated, quote, "Creating an environment more conducive to service will result in improved efficiencies. We have identified several police stations that will be refurbished. We are working to improve the working environment of our hard-working officers." End quote. The minister used the opportunity to highlight a number of initiatives that were underway to improve the working conditions of the members of the constabulary force. The move forms part of a broader repair and maintenance program to be implemented within the JCF as a part of security strengthening efforts. And Petrojam has announced a $2.29 increase in the prices of gasoline effective Thursday, May 17. A litre of E1087 will sell for $129.83, while E1090 will sell for $132.67 per litre. Automotive diesel oil will go up by $3.10 per litre to sell for $127.70. Meanwhile, the price of kerosene will also move up by $3.10 to sell for $110.73 per litre. Propane cooking gas will see a decrease of 38 cents per litre to sell for $46.69, while butane will move up by 9 cents to sell for $50.57. Retailers and marketing companies will add their markup to the announced prices. In regional news, Antigua and Barbuda's Trade and Investment Minister Ascot Michael has resigned from cabinet amid allegations that he is linked to a British investor accused of bribery. Michael yesterday submitted his resignation letter, which takes effect today, to Prime Minister Gaston Brown, who accepted it and asked Governor-General Sir Rodney Williams to revoke his appointment. The move comes on the heels of the opposition United Progressive Party's political leader, Harold Lovell, calling for him to either step down or be fired. Although insisting that he had done nothing wrong, Michael said he would resign to, quote, "allow the government to fulfill its obligations to the people without any distraction," end quote. A court in the United Kingdom last week heard transcripts of 2016 conversations between British billionaire Peter Verdi and his business partner Dieter Truchter, in which Verdi talked about being asked for bribes. In the recordings made by German authorities, the investor said Michael had asked him for a car for his mother, $2 million, and a watch. Michael is not the only Caribbean politician under the microscope as a result of the revelations in the British court. St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris is facing calls from the opposition party to step down as well, since his name was also mentioned. In sports, Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica is pumping $12 million into the Jamaica Invitational Meet. That's the Jamaica International Invitational Meet, scheduled for Saturday at the National Stadium in Kingston. The sponsorship injection extends the PCJ's support for the well-regarded event to a 5th consecutive year. The competition, which is an International Association of Athletics Federation's World Challenge Meet, proves critical for the nation's athletes, especially those home-based. This year's lineup includes double Olympic sprint champion Jamaican Elaine Thompson, the indefatigable Blessing Akabari of Nigeria, 2008 Olympic champion over 400 meters LaShawn Merritt of the United States, Jamaican hurdles specialist Jahil Hyde, and experienced campaigner Sharika Jackson, also of Jamaica. And that's the news. Do stay with us. The weather report is next.